Hi friends, today I want to show you an exercise that's really great to do if your somatic experience is one of holding a lot of responsibility or weight of responsibility in your shoulders. So if you feel like you're shouldering a lot, oftentimes you'll notice in your body that there's this defense posture of our shoulders kind of coming up and in, right? So when that's happening, we'll feel a lot of tension maybe in our neck and in our shoulders. And oftentimes it's connected to that sense of responsibility, that weight of responsibility. And a lot of the work I do and that I've shown you on here is about the ability to respond or response ability rather than react. So a lot of times when we feel the weight of responsibility, we're actually in reaction rather than response. So in other exercises, we'll talk about how to really shift and slow down the amount of time so that you actually can pause and respond rather than react, which will actually help your shoulders and the rest of the body come out of that defense posture. But this is a physical exercise that can really quick change the posture, release some of that energy, and even perhaps bring you to a new perspective. So to do it, if there is a situation where you're feeling a lot of that kind of burden or shouldering or weight of responsibility, you can bring that to mind as you're doing the exercise. And then what you're going to do is bring both arms up. So you stretch both arms up in the sky, reach, 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 make them as long as possible. So at first you might kind of notice your shoulders are coming up. Then you're going to bring one arm in front, cross it as far over as you can, and then bring the other arm on top. So in this case, the left arm is underneath, the right arm is on top. And I want to make the X of my arms as high as I can. So really try to get them as high as you can without any kind of strain. And then you're going to bend your elbows, and if possible, one elbow is sitting inside of the other. So in this case, my left arm is underneath, my left elbow is underneath my right. If that's not possible, don't worry about it. I'm going to show you a modification in a moment. But you can either stay like that, or if you can, take your left hand, which is over on the right, wrap it around and make contact with the the right hand. So this is, for those of you who know eagle pose in yoga, this is the arms for eagle pose. And then we're just going to press the arms in opposite directions. So you want to create an isometric movement, so an engagement isometrically so that hands are pressing into each other and the arms are pressing into each other, and you'll feel an opening through your upper back. Now, if you can't get one elbow to sit in the other, a great modification is just to do this. Just bring your arms out and together and press them into one another so that you still feel the isometric movement pulling the shoulder blades away from one another. Oops, wrong one. Then from there, either way, you're going to lift the arms up. So stretch up, up, up. Open your feet nice and wide. So you can't totally tell in the video here, but you're going to open your legs wide. Plant down, and then as you take your next exhale, you're going to come slowly down. Now, if this doesn't feel good for your lower back, you can bend your knees a little bit more or not come all the way down. But if you're able, you want to actually come all the way down into a forward bend and just hanging there, let your head hang totally, and just breathing here into the upper back. Again, if that's too much for the low back, you can either bend your knees, come up, or you can just keep doing the initial part of the pose. So don't force this if it doesn't feel good to do the forward bend part of it. Breathing into that space between your shoulder blades. And then, next time you inhale, come back up and imagine that all the tension you've been holding, all those responsibilities, all the unnecessary ways that you've been holding the burdens in different situations and in the world, we're going to imagine that we're just going to throw it out. So take an inhale, lift your arms up, and then on an exhale, make a big sigh of ha, ha. So kind of a sigh or ha, or ha, and just shake it out, shake it out. Ah. Ha, ha, ha. So ha, that kind of sound can really help move that energy that we just brought up. I've got some hair in my mouth when I did that one. Great, so now we're going to do it on the other side. So you just might take a moment too to notice if, so now just take a moment, now that you're up, to notice what feels different. What feels different than before I went down? Do you notice any difference in your shoulders, your back? Now we're going to do the other side. And now we'll do the other side. So go ahead and take Put both of your arms up again. We're going to stretch, 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 stretch. This time bring the opposite arm forward first. So the right arm and then the left arm over. Make the X as high as you can. Bend your elbows. Again, if possible, the top elbow sits inside the bottom. And if you can, you wrap your arms around. And you might notice that one side is easier to do that than the other. That's totally normal. Again, if it doesn't cross easily, you can just press your arms together like that. Again, bring your chin down a little, feel the back of the neck open, the upper back open. Bring to mind something that you've been holding a lot of weight around, something that you've been feeling like the weight of the responsibility is so heavy that you can't actually attend to what you need to respond to. So that actually your sense of responsibility is making your ability to respond even harder. So just bring that to mind. And then as you exhale, come down, bend your knees as much as you need to. Hanging here, breathing into your upper back. And imagine as you breathe that you're bringing space into not just your body, but space into the situation where you feel this burden. So anywhere you feel the burden, imagine you're breathing space into that situation. Breathing more space into your life as you bring more space into your body. As the shape and structure of our life, of our body changes, we might notice the shape and structure of our life changing. Next time you inhale, come back up. Imagine that all that tension is gathered right at the surface. And in a moment, we're going to release it and let it go. Bring your arms up, take a big inhale, and exhale. Ha! Ha! So a shoosh or a ha or a side. Shake it out, let it go. Ah. And then when you're ready, just come back to a moment of stillness. And just notice what's different now. As you breathe, notice if you have any more space in the upper back and shoulders. If you feel tingling in your body, maybe your arms or hands. Good. And then this last thing, we're just going to stretch your arms out. So spread your fingers wide, stretch your arms out, come all the way forward, and then all the way back out. So just feel how much space you have. So all the way forward, all the way back out, and just feel that space around you, creating your own energetic boundaries, your own energetic space where you get to respond and claim your ability to respond rather than just taking on responsibilities. Great. I'd love to hear how that was for you. I'd love to hear ways in which releasing in your body or releasing obligations that you don't feel connected to actually creates more space in your life and hopefully in your body. Have a beautiful day.